This is a problem right here. It's the sum of three consecutive integers is 81. Find the three numbers. Do you ever wonder why? What's the purpose? Well, today we're going to learn how to link it to make it purposeful for you. Okay, but before we even begin, I want you to attempt this problem. Any way you want to attempt it. Take a couple of minutes, write it on your paper, try to figure it out, and we're going to see if we have different approaches to answering this question. Before we begin, I want you to take a really close look at this word right here, consecutive. What does the word consecutive mean? What does it mean to you? And give me an example if that's the way it's easier for you to explain.
Like one after the other.
One after the other. Okay, so give me an example of three consecutive numbers.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay. One after the other. 1, 2, 3. Are those the only consecutive numbers that exist?
No.
No. Infinite consecutive numbers. Now give me an example, Chrisnell, of non-consecutive numbers.
Let's say 7, 9, 10.
7, 9, and 10. They're not consecutive. Maybe these two are,
But not 7 and 9.
but not 7 and 9, okay? Okay, let's look at one more word in this lesson. Sum. Hector, what does sum mean to you?
It's the addition when you put them together.
When you put them together. Fantastic. So it basically means addition when you put them together. Okay, so now let's read the sentence. Chris, can you read that sentence for me again? See if it makes a little more sense.
The sum of three consecutive integers is 81. Find the three numbers.
Okay, Annabella.
Yeah.
We're finding three numbers that are what?
That are next to each other.
Next to each other. And Daniela, whose sum is what?
81.
81. Okay, now attempt the problem. We have a clear understanding, I believe, is that they needed to know how to read that word problem and break it up into pieces. I did notice when I was walking around and they were solving the first problem that there were many different strategies to arrive at the correct answer.
I did it the harder way. I kept adding three numbers until I got something that equal to 1, and I realized it was 20.
But you still got it, and it's very interesting because that's the way it makes sense in your mind. How many of you would have taken her approach?
I took it.
You took it. Did anybody take it algebraically?
No.
Nobody. Interesting. Okay. Some students just used, as one student had said before, common sense. And they just use a division operation to be able to solve it. When another group solved it algebraically using variables. And another group solved it in their own way, but were able to justify how they got the answer. So, my main focus, my lesson objective, was to teach them how to translate words into algebraic expressions. So one group had a very clear understanding of how to do that. So I went ahead and worked off them. I brought the students up to the board and allowed them the opportunity, though, to explain their methods. I wanted to show them that there is definitely many different ways to answer a problem and for them to share their perspective on the problem. The ways you got these problems, believe it or not, every single group did it a little different. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. Please pick somebody to represent your group and come on up to show me. All right, Chris, now it's you.
I got the answer because it's saying numbers, so I use a variable. It's n plus 1 plus n plus 2 because you're finding three different numbers, and that equals 81. So I combine like terms. It's 3n plus 3 equals 81 minus 3 minus 3. It's 3n equals 79 divided by 3 divided by 3. N equals 26. 27 28.
Okay, sounds good. Put an 8 right there. Put an 8. Yeah, you got it right. Excellent. Great job. Nice. Okay, so you guys decided to use a variable. You chose n as your variable. Can you choose any letter?
Yeah.
You could. Can you use a capital letter?
Yeah.
Yeah? You can use whatever letter you want? Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Now, that group over there, pick a representative, please. All right, Chris, come on up.
I did it the simple way.
Okay.
I just found three numbers that when you add them together, they give you something that ends with a 1. So then I figured you'd have to be 26, 27, and 28.
Oh, that's extremely interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, isn't that completely different than what sometimes we think? So it's really important to value everyone else's strategy. He thought, I need to pick the 3 numbers, just like you said, that would end with a 1 at the end. And then I guess, how did you figure out it was in the 20s?
Well, because 80 divided by 4 is 2. So then, well, 8 divided by 4 is 2.
Okay.
So then they all have to be 2s.
Very nice method. Nice. Okay, and then over here, I mean, it's perfect the way all of you think so differently. Ernesto, would you like to try it out?
I already got the right one. It was mine.
It was Hector. Hector, you want Hector to be the rep for the group? Come on up, Hector.
We did it like, we told that we couldn't use over the 30s because if we use 3 numbers of 30, it's 90. So it's over the answer. So it should be over, between the 20s and the 30s. So we tried out first 27, 28, and 29. And it gave us, I believe it was 84. So the next few numbers was 26, 27, and 28.
Okay.
And that's the answer.
That's the answer. They did it by trial and error. Okay, 3 different methods, 3 different strategies. We still got the same number. Now, I'm going to focus on the algebraic way because today we're going to learn how to translate words into algebraic expressions. You did a fantastic job, though. Okay, now I want you to look here. If we're talking about 3 consecutive integers, sometimes it would be great to split up those integers. Maybe say number 1, number 2, number 3. Do you think that's a good method? Do you like that? Do you like listing it? No. No? You don't? Okay. So how about we just then, by looking at this problem, how about we kind of break them up? Do you like that? Yeah. Okay, so we'll say this is the first one, first integer. Why would the second integer be n plus 1?
It's a consecutive number.
It's a consecutive
it's
number.
the number you did plus
Plus
1.
another. So it could be consecutive.
Right, plus 1. So it's the number you did plus 1. Great. So this would be the second consecutive integer. Okay. So you can clearly say 1, 2, and what's the third one? And why is it n plus 2?
It's the first number you use plus 2 after 2 consecutive numbers.
That's right. Plus 1 is the second number. Plus 2 is the third number. Okay. What do you notice that's in between those sets of numbers? What do you notice, Chelsea?
That they're adding them together.
They're adding them together. And why did you choose to add and not subtract or multiply or divide? It's easier. What key word in the problem gave you to show that method?
Because positive.
Okay, positive. Nice. And then we want to come up with the same total, the sum, that equals 81. Now, I like the way, Chrisnell, that you combine the ends. Okay? It was almost like, here's one, here's the other, here's the other. How many ends do you have together? 3. There it is. 1, 2, 3. She put little loops to represent it. And then she combined the constants, 1 and 2. What's 1 plus 2? 3. Good. And then we solve an equation like we normally do. And then, of course, divide by 3. She got 26. 26 represents which one of these? And Good. 27? So 26 plus 1? Can I actually substitute this number in to check my answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 28 plus 2. Am I right by saying that?
No, it's 26 plus.
That's right, you caught me. It's 26 plus 2. I can't say 28 plus 2 to check it, because n, this is the original. N plus 1, n plus 2. See that? Okay, do you have any questions? All right, it's your turn.
I saw that they did it how you're supposed to do it, because how I did it, it was just different doing the trial. I did it with common sense, because I'm that kind of person. I try to do stuff with my common sense. But when it comes to math and algebra, you gotta use variables, equations, and do different processes. What I've learned with algebra and all that I've learned is that you do the process, but if you can jump the steps, that's better. But when I saw how my partner did it with the process and everything, it made me like see it clearer and easier, because it's easier with the process. But yeah, it made me realize that I forgot it, but it came to me back. It came back to me.